Well, today could mark the first time in more than 50 years a United States moon lander successfully touches back down on the moon.
4, 3, 2, 1, ignition, and liftoff. Go SpaceX, go IM-1 and the Odysseus lunar lander.
Intuitive Machines, a Houston-based private corporation, is just hours away from reaching this achievement with its Odysseus moon lander. The mission took off from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida a week ago, and since then has passed multiple benchmarks, including its last test of entering the moon's orbit yesterday. Now, the company says the lander continues to be in, quote, excellent health, clearing the path for it to potentially touch down on the moon later this afternoon.
Well, here to go into more detail about this mission is Leroy Chiao, former NASA astronaut and International Space Station commander. Good to see you again. Thanks for giving us some time here on Rush. Good morning.
Good morning. Great to be here.
Absolutely. So if this mission is successful, it will be the first U.S. lander on the moon since 1972, even before I was born, as I like to remind my young colleague.
Yeah.
How significant of an accomplishment is this really?
Well, this is a huge accomplishment. Over 50 years since we've put a probe on the moon, or humans, no, not to mention humans. But this is also significant because if successful, this will be the first landing of a commercial venture putting their own lander on the surface of the moon. So it's going to be huge. There have been other people who have tried, other organizations, even other countries have failed to do so. So this is a big deal this afternoon.
Private companies have tried to execute a moon landing but have failed. So what is different this time?
Well, it's not that this is different. It's just a different company. Of course, we can go and compare companies and their cultures and things like that. But basically, Intuitive Machines is one of the companies that is being supported by NASA with funding as well as technical know-how. They've been at this for about 10 years. They're based here in Houston, and their spacecraft appears to be operating flawlessly to point. And so I think they've got a pretty good chance to soft land on the moon. So I'm rooting for these guys.
Is private space exploration a good thing?
Yeah, I would call it more commercial space exploration. These are commercial companies, and they're being, NASA, of course, is a customer, but they're looking for other customers as well. And they're banking on there being this lunar economy, the space economy that's going to blossom. Certainly, that's the long-term goal of companies like Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin. SpaceX has, disrupted the industry. So, yes, there's a huge future for commercial space, I believe.
That you think ultimately will be accessible to a lot of people or just to the uber rich? Because right now it seems like billionaires putting other billionaires into space, which good for them. Right. I mean, who wouldn't like to be a billionaire?
Tennis, right? Just, well,
right. So, but in terms of the average Joe, like the three people talking right now, what does it mean except just a playground or another playground for the super rich?
Well, that is an excellent point. And here's the deal. I mean, the SpaceX, companies like SpaceX have dramatically brought down the price of launching a satellite. Say what used to be 150 to 350 million to put your satellite up now, maybe it'll cost you as little as 35 million. But 35 million is still a pretty big number for the three of us and the vast majority of people in the world. And so, yes, until there is some kind of a huge technology breakthrough where we can make easy, simple, super reliable rocket engines that work every time, we're not going to bring the launch cost down to a point where the average person can afford to go buy a ticket, like to get on an airline. And so, to your point, yes, to date, all the people who have been able to pay their way into space have been, that top tiny, much less than 1% of the population. But to everyone else on the Earth, even if we don't get a chance to go, the discoveries we're going to make on the moon, other resources that maybe we can get from the moon, some of the laying the groundwork for sending an exploration to Mars, hopefully a joint exploration between NASA and a company like SpaceX. The excitement, the adventure of living, vicariously in a way of those people who are going to get to go do that in the future, and also all the discoveries that we're going to get out of these missions. I think there's a lot of excitement for everyone, even if you don't get the chance to go yourself.
So it sounds like for you, what you're most looking forward to with today's event is just the endless possibilities of tomorrow. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's a fair statement. And, it starts with one step. That first step, of course, is a successful soft landing. That has not been done by the United States in over 50 years, and it's never been done, hopefully the first time today, by a commercial company.
That's very cool. All right, Leroy Chiao, former NASA astronaut and International Space Station commander. Thank you so much. As always, good to see you.
Great to see you, too. Thank you.
No problem.